What's up, guys? Shadow Rockstar here. Once again, doing another Star Realms replay. And we got a pretty crazy game coming up with Shady Lane. And you guys are going to like this one. There's a lot of nice intricacies going on in this game. We're going to talk. Alright, here we go. So, turn 1, picks up Federal Transport. I like this play. Mostly because there is a very unique board. There's 3 3-drops and a 7-drop, right? So Federal Transport only gives you 1 trade unless it combos with another blue. So potentially, right, you can get all the 3-drops. Like, that's still available to you, and Federal Transport doesn't prevent you from doing that. But then it also maybe gives you a chance to buy up to that Star Fortress, if you can get another blue later on. So I like this play a little better than I would getting an Explorer. The hard part is, though, is it does give me the chance to have my pick of 3-drops. Now, I know you guys know how much I love Burrower. I've talked about how much I love Burrower. Blobbot is the better play here, and it's better than Orbital Platform. Now, I've talked a lot about how keeping bases and getting them early when your opponent doesn't have any damage is a really good play. In this case, though, Blobbot is such a good card that it's not worth skipping over getting it. Like, I don't want my opponent to have it. Absolutely not. It's a red and a green. It potentially scraps. It potentially gives 2 trade. It always deals 5 damage. It combos with a Burrower out there. If I get the orbital platform, I can draw into it faster. I can't let my opponent have it. It's just too dangerous of a card, and I think it's the best card out of the 3 that I could have possibly picked up. Ay. Oh, that's bad. But my opponent decides to get the Burrower instead. I think this is also a very smart play. He sees me get the Blobbot. He knows that Blobbot Burrower is an awesome combo. He needs to keep that away from me. This is a very good hate buy on my opponent's end. Gives up getting the Imperial Smuggler, which could have got him the Star Fortress here, or the Merc Battlecruiser. So we get a little lucky here. Ah, no, that is very bad. He picks up the Plague Pod. So now he's got a draw, he's got a combo, he's got extra trade. Ugh, that was a very bad drop for us here. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Smuggler. Again, I'm trying to cycle into my Blobbot as much as possible. I want to see if I can get that Star Fortress. I want to see if I can get that Merc Battlecruiser. And it gives me 2 more trade to pick up an Explorer or maybe pick up something else that flips. I think this is a fine play. It's a little tough because I am leaving the orbital platform out there. I am leaving the command center out there. But the combination of getting a card draw and a little bit of damage and a little bit of trade, I think it's just too good in this instance. Plus, I'll be able to get 2 cards instead of 1. It's not always better, but it's entirely possible you could argue an Explorer and a Smuggler are better than a command center or an orbital platform. I'm not super sold on this play, though. I'm not like gung-ho. This is absolutely the right play. It's a clear play. I think there's a lot of good arguments that could be made for orbital platform and for command center. So you always got to weigh your cards against each other. You got to weigh your cards as to how good they are in your deck and weigh your cards in terms of what am I allowing my opponent to get. So I think this is it's a borderline play no matter which one you choose. So, yeah. But I do get the Explorer. And I think that was the thing that sort of tipped me, was being able to pick up Merc Cruiser or Star Fortress. And my opponent gets Orbital Platform. That's bad for us because now they can cycle into the blobs, which will cycle even more. So we got a really nice blob cycle deck going here. Ugh. Not feeling so hot here. Oh, but then my sexy arc pops up. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get that. So that's unfortunate. I draw the Blobbot. I have to discard it so I can pick up the arc. Normally I would just keep it and then pick up the Merc Battlecruiser, which is still a very good card. But there's no way in hell I'm letting my opponent get the arc here. No way in hell. Yep. And then since we have the arc now, we'll be able to draw into our other cards much faster. I don't necessarily need the trade anymore. Let's scrap it. Let's deal some damage. We know what our game plan is now. We have the arc. We're going to scrap down like crazy. We're going to get damage. We're going to pretty much go aggro here. That's pretty much the plan. So my opponent picks up the Merc Battlecruiser, and that's a great play. Again, it's going to combo with everything he has. It draws a card. Solid play. My opponent has to be on the defensive now and has to be thinking, all right, I'm not going to win a scrap battle. I'm not going to win on efficiency. I'm probably going to have to win on damage. So I think my opponent from here on out will probably be prioritizing damage from here on out. So, again, I have some yellow cards, and I want to try to get that Star Fortress. So I think this is the play that I went with. My opponent also has a lot of yellows, so I kind of got to keep that away from him. I was thinking maybe Battle Screecher might have been the better play, but given how yellow heavy my opponent's deck is and how strong a card like Command Center would be in his deck, I ended up going with the Command Center here. So you could consider this more of a hate buy, more of a keeping it away from my opponent buy. Even though I think Battle Screecher is probably better for my deck, Command Center is kind of what I'm going with here. Central Station, you could also argue, is pretty good, but I haven't really decided on going bases yet, and I don't think my opponent has either. I believe my opponent is trying to go aggro, so leaving Central Station out there for them to get doesn't really hurt me, because I highly doubt they're going to be able to pull off any sort of Central Station shenanigans here. So I have, I think I have one yellow in my deck, so it's not necessarily helping me. This is much more of a make sure my opponent doesn't get it kind of buy. Yep. Oh, God. Oh, no. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. I'm glad he didn't have 7 to get the Star Fortress. That does give us an opportunity to get it. But now he's got some scrap. And now he can become efficient, and he's obviously very aggressive, and then he picks that up to make sure I don't get it. I think that's very smart. This is a play I don't like. So he scraps the Blobbot to pick up the Battle Screecher. I actually think Blobbot is better in his deck, because if he's already got a nice group of blobs, being able to deal 5 damage and draw a card, I think is much better than being able to clear the trade row at this point. I actually think this is a little bit of a mistake on my opponent's part, but I don't think it's a huge one. And my opponent decides to keep their Blobbot. I think I would have liked them to scrap, get me down to 30, and start really pounding and going for the face here. So then I decide, well, I'm getting a little low on life. I just picked up a base. I have other bases. Maybe I'm a base deck now. If I have the Arc and I have the Blobbot, I'm potentially scrapping 3 cards every cycle. So I think it's a reasonable assumption that I can get a bunch of bases together and form a base deck. And so what I can do is go scrap and base. So this is my new plan. And my opponent is going aggro. Scrap and base is a good way to beat aggro. And then, ooh, trade high flips. Nice. Maybe I can get that. We'll find out. Oh, darn it. Imperial Smuggler. Another good buy. Ooh, Orbital Shuttle. So that right there, that was a hate buy against me. He sees me going bases. He sees me pick up the Central Station. He's buying the Orbital Shuttle to go, all right, you know what? I'm going to take that away from you. That's a win condition for me, right? Orbital Shuttle, Central Station, base deck. It's a really good card. And it does combo with his Fed Shuttle too. So he's going to have a lot of trade, which means if some big bombs come up, i.e. Star Fortress, i.e. Night Star, he's going to be able to get them. So I'm still not in that good of a position yet. I kind of need my Arc to come out. I need my Arc to start doing its thing. Of course, we don't draw the Arc. So I end up going with the fighter base because I have other yellows in my deck. and I want to protect my face, and I don't want to give it to him. Him getting discards on me would be a huge, huge advantage. So there's the arc. Okay, and then of course I only draw one card, so that's fucking unfortunate. Star Empire. Yep, there it is. See, this is the combos that he's looking for, and he picks up the Night Star. He's got a plan, right? It's very clear. It's very clear. Greens, yellows. Let's go. Card draw, damage, discards. Let's go. Very smart. Good play. I like what Shady Lane's doing here. Do I win this game? I haven't actually watched this film before here now, so. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm actually buying the Explorer to give me 2 cards to scrap so I can draw 2 cards. And then using blah blah to scrap 3. So that's the plan, right? Like I'm trying to scrap down as fast as possible. And if the arc doesn't scrap 2 cards, it's significantly less effective. Oh, of course. All I have is the arc and the blah blah and a bunch of stupid yellow bases. Yeah. See, so I think this is what my opponent was going for, and this is why he got rid of the Burrower, even though I personally feel like that's a bit of a mistake. But I think what he was thinking is, if I am going bases and I'm going to have like trade and stuff, then this is a good way to clear out the trade row and only leave stuff that doesn't really help my deck. So I still like, I understand his thinking, even if I personally am leaning towards that being a mistake. If it is a mistake, it's like a 1 or 2%. Ah, and he's got just enough damage. This is good. He picks up a base killer. Yep, yep, yep. So I pick up the Sentinel. I have a green base. My hope is that I'll be able to combo it, and I'll get 6 cards, and I'll keep doing damage. And then Blockade Runner. Yes, let's go. Oh, that card is so good. How is that only a 1-drop? Wow. All right, all right. So our deck is fairly set up at this point. Like, one more pass with the arc, and we'll become really efficient. The question is, are we going to live? Bit of a bad turn for my... Oh, no, no, never mind. Bad turn. You pick up Capital World, it's never a bad turn. Yeah, so look. Buy base, keep the bases away from me. This is good. This is smart. So I have just enough. I pick up another base. Like, you know, I have to play defensively at this point, right? We're trying to live so we can get that arc. Yep. Clear it out. So, you know, you can see the benefits, right? You can absolutely see the benefits here. Yeah, scraps it, kills it. Good. It's good. I love all these plays. Shady Lane is playing really well. Scrap, scrap. Draw 2 more. Boom, boom. Drop 2 bases. Get rid of 2 more scouts. All right, we are cycling like freaking mad here. Yeah, we got to do everything we can. Oh, 3rd base in play. Wow, we get lucky. Oh, that was super duper lucky. Okay. We got a chance now. He's discarding 2 cards. We've got 3 bases set up. We've still got 11 life. And we're probably going to draw the arc. Yeah. So we're feeling pretty good now. He's down to 29. Like, this game is within reach. Oh, wow. Night Star. So good. And we get a little lucky, right? We get a little lucky that he only had a scout there. Yes, the Night Star was able to kill all our bases, but we've got a good shot of drawing more bases and drawing some healing again. Arc, double scrap. And again, I'm trying to just draw 2 cards every time. I know it's weird to be scrapping a base, but to be fair, it is our weakest base. So I'm actually okay with this. And you'll notice what happened here is I got my opponent down to 13, and I scrapped another base. I'm just trying to go for the win. You know. Oh, wow. Look at this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, wow. So lucky. That was really, 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 really lucky. Like, we have 1 more turn. Okay. Let's do this. 24 damage. Here we go. We got 2 shots at it. Okay. Okay. We drew a Sentinel. Okay. Okay. All right, command center goes down. Boom. Oh my god, we don't even kill Capital World. No. Oh no. Oh, if he can get through the bases, we're done. Oh, look at this draw. Oh wow, scrap, scrap. 8, 5, 2. Oh, he gets the moonworm. All right, if we don't win now, we're dead. All right, so we're buying a base. I think that's fine. I honestly don't think that buy is necessary per se, but really all I'm doing is here, right? I'm doing the same thing. I'm making purchases so I can draw more cards. Scrap, scrap, draw, draw, boom. At least we're able to kill that stuff. Okay, we got to get lucky one more time. Got to get lucky one more time. Just don't die. Oh, Night Star, so good. Oh! Oh, wow. Oh, wow, so lucky. Holy shit. Can we do 33? Here we go. Oh, yeah, we just got to try to live. You know, I mean, we're so low on life. We have to play purely defensively here. So you notice I even threw a Sentinel away, which is, you know, most people would think would be odd, but we got to do it, you know. And we get lucky a third time, right? He doesn't have enough damage to get through all our bases now. You know, he got all of his damage in the beginning portion of his deck, and he hasn't been able to really like scrap down fully. So with the arc, we've been able to scrap down way more. Now we're able to put up multiple blocking bases in front, and he's just not drawing the kind of damage he needs to get through it. So it's tenuous though, because if he does have one of those turns where he just gets all his damage in one shot, we're definitely going to die. So we need to try to close this game out soon because he's cycling. So the likelihood of him getting that damage and killing us is a lot higher now. Draw, draw. Okay, we're looking for cards to scrap. There it is. Okay, okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. Boom. Okay. Hold 'em. Dice. 6. Boom. Command center kills it. Oh! Not quite enough. And that's game, baby. That's game. Wow. What a game, huh? So I think the main takeaway from this game is two opponents playing well. Two opponents reading each other, knowing what their decks are going for, and making counter strategies. This was a really, I think, a very high level game. I think this is one of those games where you could tell that both opponents were making moves and making purchases to try to stop each other. So you notice a lot of my decisions seemed weird, right? If you were playing against me, you'd be like, what is he doing? Why is he doing that? But like, you see the thought process there, right? Every hand, every turn, you have to make different decisions, and your game plan and your goal is often going to change, and it's going to be fluid. But I always had the plan in mind: set up a bunch of bases, get Central Station to go off, heal up, use the arc to scrap everything down, and go base wall, base wall, base wall, base wall until I can grind my opponent down. And my opponent was like, okay, I know he's trying to get a base wall set up. I know he's trying to play a long game, a defensive game, so I'm going to play really aggressive and try to kill him before then. And I almost did. And I thought it was a really great strategy. Like, if any strategy was going to work, an aggro strategy against my deck was going to work. And if any strategy was going to work against his aggro deck, it was a base strategy. So both of us were playing very excellent counter strategies against each other. I just lucked out. And my opponent got kind of unlucky that they got 3 sort of mediocre turns. And it's not like the turns were terrible. They just, you know, most of the damage was going into the bases, and that's it. And so he wasn't able to like get enough damage to punch in for lethal, or at least punch me down to a place to where he could actually get through the bases on the next turn. So that's what's really tough. Didn't have a ton of scrap. I had a huge scrap advantage, obviously, with the arc. And so I was very fortunate because I got the Blobbot early, I got the Arc a little bit later, and those two cards comboed together really, really well, allowing me to form the base wall and allowing me to win. Whereas my opponent went aggro, but didn't have a lot of scrap to go with it. Had a lot of card draw, but not a lot of scrap. So what ended up happening is they kept drawing into scouts and drawing into vipers. Hashtag this is why you scrap scouts. So, like I said, I think both players played really well, and I just got kind of lucky. In the end, I think I got a little luckier, and I was able to execute my plan a little bit better and won the game. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks again. I'll see y'all later.